And welcome back to Mike Ferry TV. It is the week of August 13th. We are in the dog days of summer. If you follow professional football, they're in their spring training camps. I guess it wouldn't be spring training, summer camps preparing for the fall. If you watch professional baseball, their season is pretty much now winding down for the playoffs and World Series. We are just winding up to do our job. We are now getting ourselves mentally, physically, and emotionally prepared for September, October, November, December. Man, we are going to have the best 4 or 5 months of our life if we learn to use the skills that great listing agents have. So let's go. We talked week number 1 of this little series on the skill of managing our time. We talked last week the skill of having conversations. We're going to talk today about the skill of getting listings from your database. Okay, now watch. Your database, past clients, obviously. Everyone should be recorded, their name, address, phone number, email, cell phone, because your past clients are people that have already entrusted you with a big financial decision, whether it be buying or selling. They trust you, all right? So let's think about that. Second, I want you to think about this particular thought. Your database, which is your centers of influence. The people you know, they could be your neighbors, they could be your friends, they could be your family. They could be the parents of the kids your kids go to school with. They could be part of your church group, your tennis group, your golf club, whatever that group is, people that know you on a first name basis. They could be the people that you give services to and give you service in return. People that you pay money to, the dry cleaner, the people at the grocery store. Who sells you your car insurance? Who sold you your car? Okay, who's your investment advisor? These are people that should be in your database that you should be talking to on a regular basis. Now, non-salespeople in real estate, non-salespeople. Oh, I don't want to call them, it's embarrassing, I don't want to ask for business. What's the matter with you? These people know people that want to buy and sell. You're a professional real estate agent. I mentioned 3 weeks ago, our biggest challenge is we continue to hire people that don't know how to sell, and then the brokers don't want to teach them how to sell, and then you don't want to learn how to sell, and then you wonder why business isn't good. Folks, the turnover among agents is not because of excessive income. It's because we can't make any money. Your database is a gold mine designed to help you make a lot of money. All right, so let's look at some points on the database. I wrote down first. If you don't know them on a first name basis, they should not be in your database. It's simply a cold call. 2 or 3 years ago, there was this big thing going around with a lot of the customers we work with. Anybody that you meet, anywhere, anytime, if they give you your name and number, put them in your database. And I kept saying, no, don't do that. Why? Because you may not call them again for 30, 60, 90 days, and you won't know who they are, and they don't know who you are. If you're a person that wants to keep leads for months and months on end, don't put them in your database. Put them in a months on end lead file. Your database is just those people you know. You really got to separate these two groups of people, because the common thing I see is we say, well, I want to build my database. I want to add 25 people a month to my database. Wait a minute. If you have 25 people from your Christmas card list, from your personal phone directory, from your neighborhood association, if you have 25 people you can add, great, but you're not going to generally add 25 names a month to a database unless you're adding people you don't know. Database and the words I know them go together. Second point. Remember, this is the one group that knows you and probably likes you and will give you business if you converse with them. See, one of the things that I've always felt strongly about is people like to help people. Now think about it. Oh yeah, now somebody may not help somebody in a dire situation. But generally speaking, people like to help people. People are open to helping people. You ask people, can you give me a hand? Of course. I need a favor. What can I do? Can you do me a favor? If I can, I will. That's called human nature. Well, these people sitting over here that are past clients, now you're going to say, well, Mike, some of these past clients, they were pretty unhappy when the transaction closed. It happens. So you call the past clients that were unhappy, and you start the call with, hi, Mary, hi, Bob. I owe you an apology. They go, well, what for? Well, when the transaction was ready to close, they got a little bit, well, we all got a little nervous and a little angry, didn't we? Oh, yeah, but that's behind us. And now you're right back into a conversation. All right, so what you have to understand is these people will give you business if you're willing to converse with them. Remember we talked last week about conversations, okay? Watch, I owe you an apology. Or you're calling somebody and you've known them for years and gosh, you haven't kept up with them the way you wanted to. And you start the call by saying, hi, Mary, this is a business call. Do you have a moment? Well, of course, Mike. What do you mean a business call? Well, as you know, I'm in real estate now full time, helping people like yourself buy and sell real estate. Who do you know that might want to buy or sell? Watch, this is a business call. I owe you an apology. Having a direct statement to make, a direct question to ask to get a conversation going. Third thought I wrote down. If you have a defined purpose in giving them a call, then you'll make the calls more interesting to the person you're calling. Well, we know that if we just call somebody in our database. Hi, Bob, it's Mike. How have you been? How's the summer? How's the family? What's going on? Did you take a vacation? Oh, where did you go? Tell me about it. It's very hard when you have that kind of a conversation to convert them to a call regarding a referral. But if I start the call with, hi, Bob, it's Mike. Have you got a moment? Yes, I do. It's a business call. I'm wondering who you know that might want to buy or sell real estate. Gosh, Mike, we don't know a soul at this time. Great. Now I can convert it to a personal call. How's your summer? How's the family? How's the kids? Where was your vacation? If you start your calls on a personal level, it's hard to convert it to a business call. If you start your calls on a business level, it's easy to convert. If you have a purpose, okay? Bob, I wanted to update you as to the market. I wanted to update you as to the sales being made. I wanted to update you as to interest rates and how they're affecting sales. I want to update you that the market is changing. Days on market, let me explain that to you, is extending. I want to update you as the prices have flattened out. I want to update you as the average sales price. If you have a purpose for the calls are more fun to make. I wrote down the fourth thought. Always make these calls with high levels of energy and enthusiasm because they're not interested in referring somebody who's not excited about their business. Hi, Bob, it's Mike. You know, I'm in real estate full time. I'm sure you know somebody that might want to buy or sell. Know anybody at all? You don't? Okay, well, if you know of somebody, would you give them my name? Okay, and then you hang up and Bob says to his wife, Mary, man, I wish that great agent of ours would get a personality. Watch, energy and enthusiasm draws people in. What is the opposite of enthusiasm? Boring. Are you a boring person? I don't think you are. Now, maybe you don't have a lot of energy and enthusiasm naturally, but when you're making these calls, it is critical that you actually get excited about the opportunity to talk to people that know you, like you, trust you, and will talk to you. I wrote down the fifth point. Identify the 10% of your database that will provide you with the highest number of referrals annually and talk to them every month. Let's say you have 200 names in your database. 20 of them would give you a referral every year if you talk to them all the time. Now, you say, why don't I talk to all of them 12 times a year? Because most of them, if you talk to them 3 or 4 times a year, you send them a postcard or a letter 3 or 4 times a year, they're getting 8 touches from you. But the ones that really want to help, and there's 20% or 10% or 15% that want to help you, man, you want to be talking to them all the time, updating them on the market, what's going on. You know, there's new neighbors coming in, there's people that you've known a long time leaving. And then the last point I wrote down, remember, they're not sitting at their home or office waiting for you to call. I know you think they're waiting for you to call, they're not waiting for you to call, so don't be disappointed if they don't respond quickly and immediately to your conversation. People all have a life to live. Some of those lives are pretty important, some are pretty productive, some are pretty exciting, some are pretty busy, some are not so productive and busy, but everybody has a life to live. When I'm calling my database, I'm going to be respectful, I'm going to have a purpose, I'm going to be enthusiastic, I'm going to always start with, I owe you an apology, or this is a business call, do you have a minute? Because that means that even if they weren't waiting for my call, which they weren't, I can engage them quickly. Your database, it's a gold mine. All right, now, final thought. Purge it on a regular basis, meaning if you have people in your database that you know you never want to talk to again as long as you're alive, delete them. Don't frustrate yourself by seeing their name come up. No, I don't want to talk to them. Next one, oh yeah. Okay, delete the ones you honest to goodness never want to speak to or see again. And maybe you're going to delete 1% of your database. Have some fun this week getting your database organized, and more importantly, start calling them all. Look forward to talking to you next week. Thanks for today.